Wild, right? Okay. Okay, I got this. Okay. 7 minutes. I, you know, the whole weekend I've been sitting here freaking out a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. How do I end this weekend with a bunch of angels and their stories? Right? You all showed up this weekend. You too, all of you online folks. We're not forgetting about you. We love you too. And I'm just so moved. I'm really moved by the stories that you brought. And so thank you. Thank you. Because now you allow me to share my story. And so thank you for preparing the space. Wink, wink. You all made offerings with your stories. Wink, wink. If you know, you know. Karma, emptiness, generate the wish. We could do that. Oh, anyway. I have a confession to make. We're going to skip a few steps. We'll combine them. Hector said this was okay, right? All right, yeah. Thank you, 100%. And it's so funny having conversations with so many of you, the things you reflect back on me. And John, Chris, and Sachi, you are the reason that I found this community. You're the reason that I'm here. And they annoy the hell out of me. Let me tell you how. Because every time I text them, that was an amazing class, thank you, they just send me back mirror emojis. And so I'm sitting here being like, okay, got it. They also started saying the word seeds to me a very long time ago. And it became kind of this running joke. The only one who wasn't in on the joke was me. Because you could all see it. But part of the reason my talk is titled Becoming Nobody is because I couldn't see it. And so for so long, I am a religion and spirituality nerd. I feel you. Esoteric, mystic buddy of mine. Many of us have been on many paths, right? We've been through many lifetimes and many journeys. And so I kept looking out there for the things that were going to work for me. I was born Catholic. I grew up Catholic too. I thought I was going to be a priest. Can you imagine? So, Dominus Sanctus Spiritu, I would have rocked it. I would have killed it. I kind of think of the priest now that you see on Instagram at the raves, and I'm like, that would have been me. Hey, Jesus. Yeah. And so my whole life I spent those years, because I thought that was my path, serving others. I was always told, serve others. So it's funny how a lot of these messages we've heard before, right? And so if you give and you give, you'll get in return. That was something my mother always used to say to me. And so I grew up with the service-minded kind of ethic, right? Fast forward into my 20s, I started dating someone who's in this room right now. Shout out Matthew, my roommate / ex. Hey. We're gonna do a talk after this, and it's just about that relationship. No, I'm kidding. And in that relationship, I was blessed to find Judaism. His mother sitting behind him, Rebecca. Shout out, Rebecca. Showed me this beautiful community and this beautiful tradition. And I said, maybe this is the one. Maybe this is where I can finally understand who I am, right? And really feel comfortable in that. As many of us have described, it's taken us so long to see ourselves, right? I got to get a family out of the package, Liz and Livne, who's somewhere crawling around in the nook. Hey, girl. What a blessing that was. And again, still, I thought, oh, I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky these things keep happening to me, right? It wasn't until this year John Chris and Sachi had been talking to me about YTT and yoga teacher training for the longest time. I had been a yogi for a long time, and there was something about the yoga practice, I wonder what it is, that felt so good, right? We all have that blissful state afterwards. And here I thought it was the Lululemon clothes and the lattes and the poses. But the more we went on that journey, we were all discovering, there's something else happening here, right? There was something more to it. What was the thing that I was really searching for? And then MTT became available. And I'm gonna be honest, not a great meditator. Stage 1 here, so Caleb, you are my teacher in so many ways. Always sitting with myself was hard, and part of that was because I didn't know what I would find behind the curtain, behind the veil. And I spent my whole life serving others because that was easy. I heard that in a lot of our stories. For some of us, giving back almost gave us a defense mechanism to shut off the noise, right? And to kind of I don't have to think about myself, I'm in service to others, right? And I've been operating under that lens for 36 years. 36 now, in case you didn't get the math there. And I didn't realize that, there's this concept in Judaism, B'Tselem Elohim, we're made in the image of God. So I always looked at God as kind of this father figure, this holier than thou, like model of what it means to live life, right? I looked at the lives of saints in Catholicism, hoping that their lives would give me the answers. In their service, what was it? But it wasn't until I sat in Future Refuge that things started to click for me. I had been looking for God in other places. I thought that I was made in his image, so then I should be okay, right? But I didn't ever think, no one ever said, maybe God is you or God is in you. That was so powerful. And so every time we sat, every time I went into Future Refuge, little by little, I played with the idea of who am I? Who can I become? And we all have lives where we're struggling with different things. My struggle is I have an aging mother. She's 73. And the more and more we talk, the more and more I realize she doesn't remember things that we've talked about. I could get 5 calls in the same day about the same conversation, the same questions. And so here I am. Of course, my default mode is to shut down and freak out. And then I become a workaholic. I'm like, I'm gonna serve others. That's the way to do it. I'm just gonna keep serving others. But I was really doing a disservice to myself and to her, because I was trying to ignore it, right? Sorry, she's looking at me, I couldn't resist. I was doing a disservice to her, because instead of sitting with what was really happening, things change. And if I was just gonna sit and keep ignoring it, I couldn't show up for her. And that's what was happening. I was becoming more and more reactive. Come on, don't you remember? We talked about this like 5 minutes ago. And if karma and emptiness are to be believed, if you want to plant seeds of love and compassion, what do you have to, I worded that differently. If you want love and compassion, what do you have to do? Thank you, class. Yeah, plant seeds. So why am I getting frustrated, reacting, and screaming at her? You see this one image of me, right, as this happy-go-lucky. That's not always who I am. And I realized something in hearing all the teachings over and over again. And in just sitting with myself on the mat, on the cushion, on the mat too, that I had to create that. That in order for me to show up for her, I had to change how I was acting with her. That I had to create that reality for us. And that I wasn't helping the situation. And so, is it still tough in a lot of ways? Yeah. Is it gonna get any easier? I don't think so. Am I showing up differently? Absolutely. And the reason that is because of all of you. Because you've modeled that to me. You've even reflected things about myself that I didn't even realize I had still. I had become so numb to everything because I was like, let's work, let's get through it. I'll rest when I die, is what I used to tell people. I'll rest when I die. But what kind of life is that? So, in conclusion, can you put the slide on? I think we're all in a beautiful space now, our hearts broken open, to really think about the impact of all the seeds we've been planting. I feel so different than I did 8 weeks ago. And I know many of you do too. We just spoke about it all in different ways. And we're all doing it for the people in our lives. And so my blessing to you and our dedication to end this is, may all beings find an end to suffering. And may we be there as teachers to help them dream of their perfect realities, no matter their circumstances, because our refuge and our futures are already within us. We just need to know and tap into it. So thank you, everyone. Whoa.